What I want to talk to you guys about is boredom. And boredom is a condition most North American people get. And boredom is basically happens since us North Americans don't have very barely anything to do or whatever. So we basically like I was saying, just have nothing to do, so we get bored. And boredom is basically a very unpleasant sensation you get sometimes when you feel like there's nothing to do and you just have no interest in anything. And what I want to talk to you guys about is how to solve boredom. Now, I think what we can do in the future to solve boredom is by doing something, okay? Because when you're bored, that's because you have nothing interesting to do. And in the future, if you get bored, why don't you do something that actually contributes to the world? Why don't you practice at something, like practice at a skill, like practice at developing ideas that can change the world and make the world a better place? You know, because when you get bored, you have nothing to do. Why don't you contribute to the world and make the world a better place, to be honest with you? And I think that's the truth about boredom. And I think that's what you want to do to solve boredom, you know? And by helping, and whatever, by occupying your mind with something interesting that actually contributes to the world, you know, and make the world a more interesting place. And at the same time, when you're bored or whatever, you can make a contribution to the world or whatever and make the world basically a better place. And I think that's what we can do in the future to solve boredom. Because what boredom is a chemical reaction in the brain, basically. That's what boredom basically is. And in the future, we might be able to come up with a machine that can, because what makes something interesting or makes something pleasurable is a chemical reaction in your brain, at least psychologically. And in the future, we can induce that chemical reaction in the brain to make something interesting to somebody with a machine or something, so people never get bored. And at the same time, do they not get bored, they actually contribute to the world and make the world a better place. And that's all I have to say.